Under the tree again. Mel Tony. Made the show already. Really don't miss a sweet and hot show. We inside a little bit. We're doing a little adjustment here because you know the rain. Weather outside is funny. So we enjoying the day. Melanie, how are you?
It was a good week. Yeah.
You pray for me?
I think so.
Oh, you better pray for me.
I pray for all my friends.
You pray for all your
and
friends.
You are a friend, so yes, you were included in my prayer this week.
Yeah. You pray for me. Thank God for that. But we got a big topic today. Oh my Lord.
What's the topic, Tony?
Man, I can't remember. You can remember? Tell me. All I know, you somewhere where you ain't supposed to be and you ain't like where you're supposed to be. So you're not happy. That sums it off. We can get right into it. Well, you know what? We live in a lie, that what you trying to say?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Boy, half of the Bahamas living in a lie. We listen. We on YouTube. Don't mind you all hitting me up and like me and all of this. We there. We on YouTube. We all over the place now.
Facebook.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, if you don't do it, we still there. It don't matter how much and don't matter. The message are being shared, and that's important. We developed this show to inspire, to motivate, to educate. And Doc here is the brainchild who will get it right if I get it wrong. And so we just enjoying this. But this our tree. Check our tree. We under our tree.
Yeah, we brought the tree inside.
So we brought the tree inside. So we see get our green.
A portion of it at least.
And then
beautiful hibiscus.
Yes. And we coming from the ghetto perspective. The GNC.
Ghetto National Channel?
No, Ghetto News Network.
Oh, GNN.
Yeah. We come from the ghetto
News Network.
So if you, yeah.
And that's the ghetto reporter.
There you go. And so, man, I don't believe in ghetto. Trust me. She don't like that word. Every time you use that word, she said, no, Tony, I don't get ghetto. Because, you know, these folks is asked us to do these shows, these wicked shows. And Melanie say, that's too ghetto. I don't know what, you can explain what you mean ghetto. That's too ghetto.
The word ghetto suggests, a slum to me.
A slum and dump.
Yeah, slum.
But I am sure we all born from the ghetto. Don't mind that. Don't mind that talking that pretty talk. And the suburb and all. Yeah, I and all of that. I come from hardcore Montel Heights and she come from hardcore Campbell. So from the ghetto, can't get no better than that. But anyhow.
We're from classical Nassau.
Okay. She from the historical part of Nassau.
Yes.
Okay. And I leave that and gone into making a ghetto.
Montel Heights?
Yeah, we cut through the hill. Montel Heights.
Okay.
You get high, you get down and slum. Okay. But anyhow, this show today is based on an individual who hit me up, who is married, believe it or not. He's married. And he says to me, I don't call his name, I can make it ignorance. But he says to me, I went to do something on my car. And he said, boy, I don't like my wife. So I said, what you mean you don't like your wife? So I just put up and tolerate her. Then I do my little study. You know me, I do my little sense. Give my little click, put me in, go around, ask a couple of people. And then watch body language and watch houses. And then I discover, holy cow, most of these people on the front, they're happy. So let's get right into our show, Melanie. And so we discussing.
I like my husband. But the man I truly love is married to my best friend.
Now let me set that. Why you get guy ready? All right, let me set the pace. Because she done talk, give me eye like,
Well, you our title suggested it was a female perspective.
Yeah.
But it does exist among men as well,
yeah.
you know.
Most men don't like their wife. Come on, now, let's be honest. Most men don't like their wife. Some of the wife talk too much. Some of the wife nag. And, see, they grow to hate them. You're supposed to grow to love them. Only women do that stuff. Women grow to love man. Like, yeah, don't work like that. Don't work that way.
Women grow to hate man too.
Yeah, but most times women grow to love them because they probably don't really love them, but they can put up with them. That's all. Anyway, let me. I gotta give you.
I guess women put up with men more than men put up with women.
Yeah, man, ain't got time for that. But let me set the pace. let me set the pace. Let me set the pace and let y'all know. So the pace, how this come about. It come about. We got Patel code here. Don't worry. What upside down? Patel code. I hope you're doing it right. Yeah, Patel code. Anyway, let me set the pace for you. This is how this began. Normally, let's say me and you hang out together, and we go a lot of places. We go for a drink now and then, and you have a friend that you bring along, and when you bring this friend along, I started to like this. I'm married, but I started to like your friend.
Okay.
Right? When I say me and you, I mean me and you is man. Both is man.
Okay.
Both is man. And so you bring your girlfriend along.
Or your wife.
Whatever it is. And she started to get happy with all of us. She started to like. So I started to like her vibe, like her body movement, her language, the way she carries herself. So I started to like it. And so we go everywhere together. She started to know me well. She know what I like to drink. So she started to treat me like I was the husband. Now, I don't want that because I think in calculating this woman, she's
giving you a lot of attention.
Yeah, and at the same time she's telling me what her and her husband is doing.
Okay. Yeah, or not doing.
Yeah, or not doing. You don't pay the bill. You doing this. You doing this. You do that. You don't take her nowhere. The only time he goes with us and all this. So we start our little good friendship. I show up to the house when he ain't there. He called me, man. Listen, my car broke down. Could you pick up my wife? So it all started with this little kindness. Now I might be thinking this way, I ain't blaming the woman yet.
Okay.
I say yet.
Yet.
Yeah. The kindness, I just love the kindness. And then the kindness become great to my heart.
Okay.
Or my head, whatever you want it. My heart.
Heart and head.
Yeah, my heart started.
Heart, head, body.
Because I want this because I ain't getting this home. I got to beg for sex home. I got to beg for attention. So I started to now gravitate
towards
because
this attention.
Yeah, because this attention is good. First of all, she looked good. She smelled good. She probably dressed better than my wife home. So I started to fall in love. So
but
now
she was your friend though.
It don't matter no more.
And she's your friend, wife.
It don't matter. It don't matter because
that's selfish.
No, it's not selfish.
What is it?
What it is because in the ghetto, we talking about ghetto. Hold on, let me tell you what the ghetto say.
Go ahead.
You ain't handling your stuff. Somebody else will handle it for you.
Well, I'm looking at the fact that she's brought there by her husband, boyfriend,
but he trusts you.
Other, who trusts you.
Yeah.
Okay?
I trust him too. Because I bring him around my wife too. But this thing happened with you. Let's use the lying word. This thing happened haphazardly. It's just we just trip over this. We ain't planned this. This just happened on the blue. Now, and then it grew from a small seed
to a big tree. Big oak tree.
It become words. Then it become touch. Then it become intimate. then it become heart-filled. Now, heart-filled is the one where I can't sleep at night, or I can't function my mind on you. And honestly, the last stage is that I really don't want to be with my husband no more.
Your wife.
And so I said,
and she don't want to be with her husband no more.
Right. So
she
now
want to be with you.
Yeah, because I see. Let me, like I set the pace now. Let me explain some of the reason these things happen this way. It's because some men are so old school.
Vice versa.
No, majority of men are old school. See, let me give you an example of what I meant old school. I'm comfortable in my slippers. I go everywhere in that because I'm comfortable in that. I'm comfortable in the old plaid shirt because all these years that's what I did. My plaid shirt. And so it's difficult for you to change me because I'm in my comfort zone. You understand? And so what had happened is that the reason I think this happened where your friend become your wife's lover is because we allow our wives sometimes we allow them to be alone too many times.
That's a point.
What we do as men, we hang with the boys. And the wife become secondary. When I say secondary, we only think about our happiness.
Yeah.
And we then use the wife as... Well, I don't want to say this. No, hold on. Yeah, you can say that.
Fuel station.
Piece of me. You know, I don't want to say that. So when we come home, we have this, what we call this 5-minute sex. Wap, 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 wap. And go sleep. Because we done been out.
So she's dying gradually.
Yeah.
So now let me ask the question.
Ask all the questions.
In regards to this friend's wife. He brought her to the bar with him to hook up and hang with his friends. She established a relationship with one of his friends, and she doesn't fit the bill of what you just described in terms of being left alone, because he brought her along. So basically being physically present doesn't still satisfy the woman. Being in the presence of a man, it requires more. You talk about the conversation that strike up between you and the female partner of your friend, right? So you see there's an element. If he brings her out in a social environment and she is communicating with other men, even though he is right there, he's still neglecting her.
Agreed, but in a case like that, right? We are afraid as men. We are afraid that if we bring our woman out to the bar, to
any place social,
she gets exposed, and we are afraid of her being exposed to some things. She will learn some things about us because when you have
she see the real
when you little drinking and have that little drink,
or even if you don't drink,
you're hanging with your friends, you might say things.
Your hair's down.
You let your head down, and you might say things
that you don't ordinarily say in her presence.
But today, I believe most marriages become like this because the person that you love don't become your friend.
You are right.
They become your partner. It's a big difference. They don't become your friend, they become your partner. So if
you
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was like, they don't really become your partner. It's like they want to become your master.
Yeah, well, you could say that. Yeah.
In control, you know.
Yeah.
And so everything is about the bills and the children and the.
There you go.
And the house. There's nothing about you and me.
No, there's no family time, and there's no time to create. Now, There's a big difference. Family time is a big difference in time to create. Because when you're talking about time to create that togetherness. When you're creating togetherness, you create new environment.
Okay.
You create time, quality time spent. They things you create. Now you wonder what I mean. I know you want to get deep. You like me to get deep, you know.
Or recreate.
Right, recreate. And sometimes even procreate. Lord,
well, recreation often leads to
procreation
in the Bahamas.
Yeah. And see, in the Bahamas, what had happened to our we heavy on sex. See, and we heavy on uncontrollable behavior. Meaning that we're not disciplined in anything we do. We're not disciplined, you know. We so out of control. Let me explain what I mean. In the Bahamas, when I said that we so negative, let me tell you, when it comes to a relationship, we never say, let's go work on it. We always say, child, leave that man. That's negative. Like when people having problems and they come to you, talk to your problems. You know what you do? You spread it. You never
make it public knowledge.
Yeah, you spread it. So you put more pain and hurt on that relationship than help that relationship. And the words to divide is sufficient. See, no, I better don't say that today because they already said I get in trouble.
Why?
No, I can't say that. We're gonna get in trouble with that. Yeah. See, because they are not. Many people ain't smart, you know. What? It's true. Majority of behavioral people, educated might be, but they ain't smart. It's a big difference. You know, my mother used to tell me, old school, common sense take you through the world. Yeah, Benicia, and she always used to say common sense will take you through the world.
Manners and respect.
Yeah, I didn't believe in that. I was like, that's only good education. Probably when you get educated, you get a better job, you move faster. And I realized today that common sense is the key. Because if you give an educated fool money, they spend it all.
Yeah. Same fool and his money sown part.
But the Bible speak with that. So common sense, like and in the Bahamas we have friends sleeping with friends. I don't think friends should be sleeping with friends. You want to know what I'm talking about now?
Yeah.
I see shaking the
head.
Yeah. You should, the person that you sleep with should become your friend. There's too many friends sleeping with friends. Because they behave.
You mean like friends with benefits?
Yeah. Everybody is a friend. You ask a woman, that's my friend. that's what I mean. Everybody got a friend. So, see, what I meant was friend. You know, the woman word is that everybody's my friend. You ask a guy, oh, that's my friend. But see, when you tell me that's your friend, then I go on and approach her. Then you have a vibe with me. If you tell me the truth, I wouldn't even go there.
Okay.
And there's too many lying going on in the Bahamas. That's why we have problems. I tell you all this out there. I am shocked and amazed in my little investigation how many married people not happy. That's amazing. You want to see?
So what do you think is the problem?
The problem is because most of them are not marrying their friend.
But you say you say don't sleep with your friend. But you could marry your friend.
Yeah.
And then after you marry them, then you can sleep with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's different. See, what we do here in the Bahamas is that the first thing that comes and seems like it's real, we grab it. We have very see Bahamian women have this motion crap in their head. That don't work. That motional thing, get rid of that. That don't work.
But you know, Tony, I think the important thing is to allow time before you commit. Oftentimes, just like you say, they appear real.
Mm-hmm.
How long does it take for you to find out whether an individual is a good match for you for a long-term relationship?
The minute the person show up, that mother's bit is a serious thing. That gut feeling and that mother bit, that don't play. See, don't overlook that and say, oh, well, he dressed well. You know, you're looking for a fellow who dressed well.
Mm-hmm.
So the fella show up dressed well, but your mother's bit don't tell you, well, this fella could be a little moody.
Okay.
You don't feel that sense.
Mm-hmm.
But because he dressed well and you believe he got some money, you only think with one eye. Your next eye closed, and then I open my, I could overlook that because he got some money.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he little ugly, but I could dress that up. That's woman.
Okay. And what about men?
Hey, huh?
And what about men?
Oh, the man don't matter. The man don't care.
See? So at least a woman consider the looks.
Yeah.
And consider the social characteristics. Men only look at the figure.
Yeah, once that
She's sexy.
once that bongi look right and fit it. Yeah.
And check the brain and the mouth yet.
No, because men different
after
woman.
y'all and investigate what go with the physical features, then y'all begin to pay attention to what come out the mouth and what the brain.
Yeah, but man different from woman. Man totally different woman.
So
man don't check for woman.
And that is how now when the man bring the woman out and she want to have a conversation and you don't entertain the conversation, she strike up a conversation with your friends, and the next thing you know, she with your friend and in love with your friend, even though she with you.
Majority of men from the Caribbean, okay? Majority of men from the Caribbean, very controlling. It's we call smooth control.
Mm-hmm.
They're very subtly controlled.
Mm-hmm.
And most men, especially from the Caribbean, because that come from their background, upbringing, they tell a lie. The daddy and the people in the street tell a lie. Oh, you's man! You know you're supposed to be soft. You know what you mean you're supposed to be soft? The woman want a soft man, you know. Some women don't like rough man.
True.
Yeah. And so,
but you know that also take us down the path of male and female.
Yeah.
There are rough, tough women, right? And there are soft men. Does it make the woman more or less of a woman, or a man a more or less of a man?
It doesn't.
Based on who their natural inclination is. Okay. You know, whatever it is.
Okay. I'll keep on this topic because I don't want to stray from the topic. Let's go through this. When we talking about Bahamian man.
That was a quick yes or no answer, you know.
Yeah. No, it doesn't matter. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. But let's swing our back now. Let's go ahead here. If you think, tell me now, I know you kind of old school, but you tell me, how many professional men do you think in Bahamas?
Professional?
Or 100. Let's go to 100. Let's do this.
When you talk about professional, are you talking about the job they do, or are you talking about their behavior and character?
Behavior and character.
Okay. How many professional men?
You think out of 100?
10.
10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And out that 10, how many of them you think working? Out that 100? Out that 100? How many of them working?
I'd say about 35.
Okay. How many of them you think make more than the woman?
Out of the 100, right?
Mm-hmm.
So working with 100.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say about 40%.
Okay. 40%.
Mm-hmm.
How much of those? The last question. How much of those men who supposed to be professional men
Mm-hmm.
make more than their wives?
You mean the well-mannered gentleman who is disciplined and going somewhere in their life?
Mm-hmm.
How many of them make more than their wife? Well, I think the professional, well-disciplined man is disciplined in all areas of his life, and he may not make
You take
more.
a yes answer. Is a yes or
No. I'm kind of, putting all
trying to
the.
take too long. I don't want to lose my point. Just speak.
You see, it's never a straightforward answer.
Never is you.
Right?
Never is you. You don't figure.
How many of the professional men make more than their wife? I'd say about 50%.
Okay.
Only half of them.
The last question.
Mm-hmm.
In the Bahamas,
Mm-hmm.
how many of them got more, man or woman, got bigger posts?
Positions on the job?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was thinking most of the men who make more money than their wives are really self-employed men.
Right.
If they work in the private sector, it ain't that many men that are executives as such.
Stop right there. Say it again.
Not many men in the Bahamas, black men. Because again, you got to differentiate. I mean, we know, like the rest of the world, right?
Like the rest of the world. So what you say to me just now is that majority of Bahamian women have the highest posts. Majority of professional posts. Not the one that's not employed. The one who got a job. We're talking about majority of them. The women.
Most of them that are going somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Now watch this. So that answer you, all those answers you give me, you never said the man was majority. You said 40%.
Yeah.
So
basically, the women of the Bahamas are more progressive and successful than the men generally.
Okay.
Generally.
So now you see why the man of the Bahamas has to be more controlling, because majority of the women all around makes more than them. So majority of the men in the Bahamas living with a woman who basically take care of them. So listen what I say. Majority of the woman takes care of the man. Why you doing?
You're going somewhere.
No dodge. So so that is why the woman of the day living with a man who should even love, because she gotta take care of him. She can't have no love for him because she's stressed out, because she gotta take care of this idiot who tried to control her, and the fella on the outside, most times, who sweethearting her, offering her more.
And emotionally.
Physically too, because he on the outside saying.
But not financially.
Financially, because she ain't not going to go with the guy who not going to make more. Most time women look for more.
Okay.
You see what good? Now I break that down to you, right? We going deep. I just do it that way because I want the people out there to understand why this is happening. This is not an happening of an accident. This is portrayed as a trade. This become a Bahamian trade in the Bahamas. Women they lie. They live with this man, but the true fella they love is a fella who could take care of them, who more understanding, more professional, more know. Yeah. You see what I mean?
the hard working,
Not
blood,
even.
sweat, and tears man.
Because the joker home, the only thing it offer you is doggy and mouth.
And control.
and
control.
then he's the jealous one because he know he's man. He gets wearing the pants. He don't understand common sense. My mother, go back to that common sense. That's why I brought that. He don't even have common sense to understand that his wife needs a man, not a boy. We gotta do stuff, right? We put this thing right now. We gotta put it right. We come from the ghetto. So see, we ain't docking them and docking that and docking them who could sit by the book. The fella got the gun. The question is, how I can stop and pull the trigger. Either I can run, or I can take it and be a man, or I can fight him for the gun. Now, I got three choices.
You, as you were talking, Tony, I thought of the reverse. So you have the woman who's making all the money. She has the control and the power in the home. So she's looking out for a man who could give her more.
Who can also, she can look up to. See, if I tell you, I'm not cutting it, then let's go. If I's the man, and if I keep telling you, I'm going to buy you a house, and every day I tell you I buy a house, I can put you in a house, I can put you in a house, I can put you in a house. After a while, you look at me as a joker. You say, all he is mouth. You see what I'm saying? All right.
Promise is comfort to a fool.
Now, and she understands. She understands it takes a little while to get a house because it cuts everything. But if she doesn't see no progress,
or no movement towards,
right?
Yeah, because in order to get a house, you have to be doing some things. Some things have to be in place. Yeah. Right.
So you're my friend or no?
And you're working towards it.
And you can't be.
You're talking about it all the time.
See, because of my friend, if you're my friend, you got my back.
So, as I was saying before you came to that thought, it creates a ripple effect, because the woman has the control in the home and she's looking for somebody out there. The man, on the other hand, feels emasculated. He feels like he has no authority or say in the home. So what does he do? And go out there and find himself a girl or two who's dependent on his little monies so that he now can exert some authority and power.
See, that's it.
And now he begins to fall in love with somebody else, and the wife is in love with somebody else. So they both are in two different directions, but they're still living a sham or a lie or...
But see, the wife always has this demeanor. Most Bahamian women have this demeanor of, I got principle, I got it together, and word, watch this way, I'm a Christian, and they go to church. So they fool you into this, I'm all this good person, and I all this, but you won't like to put a scope on that and watch where that goes.
In a parched and barren land.
Yeah. And so most times you see this situation where this love another, telling a lie, is most times what has happened, it is relationships where of people who can communicate with one another. They communicate, the minute they communicate, it seems like you're having a war. Yeah, like every...
Mind you, it is something that begins because of simply lacking the communication skills. But more often than not, the pressures of family responsibility make people angry, and because they already lack communication skills, it's always a war zone every time somebody attempts right? It's like irritation and not listening. And one thing I realize is like people engage in conversation, but they only listen to answer, not to understand. And that's where a lot of conflict arise in many relationships.
Yeah, but in the see here's this in the relationship it's like this.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear people say don't be unequally yoked, that's a serious statement. Don't take that lightly. See, all these funny things that goes on.
Mm-hmm.
My principle, my ghetto perspective on that is a Baptist shouldn't marry a Catholic, and Anglican, and this one, and this is Presbyterian, this one shouldn't marry a
Why?
Because they're coming from a different angle. Family training is coming from a different angle. The first beginning of fight starts when I decided I'd go into my church. You ain't got no
But
church.
you know, I mean, I agree that that is indeed what they would call bone of contention that occur in a lot of situations. But what about Baptists marrying Baptists? And they were raised in different families with different principles.
But the difference is this.
It ain't on religious grounds, but there are many other differences.
There's three grounds that causes chaos in relationship and marriage.
Right.
One is religion.
Religion, yes.
Politics.
Politics, for sure.
And finance.
Yeah.
They're the three. They cause division in your marriage. You wouldn't believe it. Your relationship.
So.
Go ahead. I'll listen to you.
So the only one of them that is inescapable, as far as I can see it, is the finance. Because as you build a family, the finances is essential unless one person is carrying the entire load and the other person is unemployed. So you carrying all the financial responsibility, but the other party is actually managing the home and other things. But religion and politics, I don't think that they should be, if both parties are of different beliefs and perspectives on religion and politics, they should not enter. You go outside in your social circles and you discuss them. But there are boundaries even in a marriage where there are certain things that aren't essential for the survival of the relationship, so therefore there's no need to discuss them. Some people have been married 20, 30, 40 years and voted in every election, and their partner don't know what party they vote for or elect.
Can I ask you a question? Your relationship is on this Richter scale, or the scale is what? You rate it as the best thing happened?
What?
A relationship.
A relationship?
Yeah, you think the best thing happened?
Well, I think now marriage is what, like everything in life, you know, it's what the two persons involved are prepared to do together. And that is why I believe courtship is so important. And I believe that marriages should be planned the way we plan our education and our career. Right? Just how we choose a particular career path and decline from others, it's the same way we should choose our partners and decline from others, because at the end of the day, but a lot of us, we just clump together because of a one-night stand that end up in a pregnancy, or the person look good and we end up hanging out, and by the time as you really get to know the person ins and out and you don't like certain things about them, and then you keep it a secret grudge within you, and the person wonder why you snapping at me though. And that's because you don't like their personality. They talk too much, or but plan your relationship, the way you plan your career, the way you plan for your education.
But
don't just jump in because you want to be in a relationship.
yeah, but see, listen to this. 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to listen to this. I said religion,
Politics and finance. Mm-hmm.
Do you know religion? People go to war at war now because of religion in the world.
Well, that has been historical.
Okay.
That's
So,
how we end up where we are in terms of our religious beliefs,
So-
and Christianity being the leading
okay,
religion of the world.
right. And so they have war because
Of
religion.
religion,
Okay.
yes. There's also war because,
War because
of
politics.
Yes. And they all are centered around one thing, and what it is. Control of the
Control,
masses.
right. And then the last one is finance. The drug dealers killing
Yeah.
one another from
But you see, finance in a family is essential.
Yeah.
But the other two are not. Because you're not, unless you're a
But see,
politician
when we have
and your significant other must stand in support of you.
yeah, but see, when we having problems in relationship,
Mm-hmm.
it starts from these three. See, let me tell you why I say. Hold on, let me tell you religion. Let me tell you why religion. When you go to church, your priest, your pastor preach one way.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to the next church,
Another pastor preach a different way. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I can give you examples if you want.
Mm-hmm.
If you want example, I give you example.
No,
Okay,
I've
you need
been
example.
around,
Okay.
yeah, so
And
I
so-
know what you're talking about.
And so, one of the churches say they're the best in the first church. They're the only church.
Mm-hmm.
The next one saying,
We're the
Yeah.
true church.
yeah, we're the true church. Them ones
Mhm.
drink rum, this and this, that.
Mhm,
Right?
mhm.
All going on.
Mm-hmm. And it's all lists on a bucket list of do's and don'ts.
Right. So if I marry,
Rather than on the relationship.
so if I
with God.
marry you, and we not on one accord here,
Mm-hmm.
when I say we get into my church,
Mm-hmm.
you can say I ain't going to that church. Even though we married, it didn't matter. You can say I ain't going because you never go to mine.
That is why, again,
Mhm.
talking about planning relationships, in your planning, you discover what is your political, what is your religious, what is your financial stance as it relates to X, Y, Z. That's what courtship is about. To find out where your perspective
And finance,
and whether it is a good perspective.
and in relationship,
Mm-hmm.
finance will put so much stress on your relationship.
Mm-hmm. That's
See,
why most
'cause-
men dovetail.
Yeah,
They come into a marriage and in less than a year, it's like, man, it's too much work.
yeah.
But
not even the
I
way.
could get a woman out there for $20.
The problem,
Chicken in the bag and
But
soda.
one of the biggest problems is this.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you? I ain't married you yet, but why would you go there, get pregnant? Now you can say it's between two. I know you can say it's between two because I stick my.
So you don't want any woman to have any babies for you, then you use your
No.
protection.
See, no. It's supposed to work like that, but it don't work like that. Let me explain to you why it don't work like that. Let me tell you why it don't work like that. I only looking for fun.
And the woman looking for fun.
And I think in my mind, right?
And she only looking for fun.
I think in my mind, because I stupidly think it happen,
Mm-hmm.
and I think about my.
Mm-hmm.
Not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what happens?
The joy
Yeah.
juices.
So I get so distracted because I feel like you taking care of you, like you taking care of you.
But you ain't asked. That's an assumption, and you know what they say about assumptions.
But that's the way the man thinks. That's how they get in trouble all the time. And
The
so the man,
man, does that excuse them from being responsible?
yeah, but the man, his job is that when this happens,
Mm-hmm.
he don't want this
And he runs.
because he don't want to be burdened.
That.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
But
And the
you-
woman left with it.
but you
Mm-hmm.
insisting to try to create this relationship that I don't even want. So,
Why?
But hold on.
Why?
But hold on, don't lose my train.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand why. I can tell you why I do.
Mm-hmm.
But now I started to feel warm to you because I live in a lie and I don't want you to feel
Mm-hmm.
like I just want the front.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's all you really wanted, but you
Yeah.
don't want it to come out as the truth. You
Right.
don't want the truth to be known.
right. So I linger around a little longer, and I get caught into this.
And you and what you're doing now is emotionally entrapped.
There you go.
Trapping this woman.
And once I emotionally
knowing that you have no intentions of being with her.
It's only a hit and run. Slam bam, thank you, ma'am. Boom, gone. Did, as I call it, did. So anyway, and so when you did, you're doing your dip, and so
dip in trouble.
Yeah, you're doing your dip, and so when you do your dip, and so when I dip. All right. So now you come up with this great idea that now since we get this, we might as well make this a family. And then I say, you know what? I go on back there and all this sex getting wrapped up in my head and all that, and I get caught into this, and so I marry you. But actually, I like your best friend. But I had to go through you. I was trying to use you to get to her, but I happen to have this one night thing to keep her close to me.
I know.
Oh, you know the story.
Persons up close and personal that literally went in pursuit of one sister and end up with another.
Yes.
And still in love with the other sister, but have a baby now with this one you end up with. Oh, well,
the baby. See the baby. I really love your sister. I really love your sister.
So all you men seem to want is ejaculation, a release of your whatever it is. So you come to me and I ain't home, so you can jump my sister.
Yeah, well, why not? Think about it. Why not? Because she loved me too. So I only can jump her for the second and then.
Because again, it comes right back. It comes back full circle though. It comes right back full circle where the lie. Because the sister say, he is my friend. So I figure, well, if he is my sister friend, then it's okay for me now to engage in a relationship with him.
Because most times, I really love your sister. I really don't love you. This is the story. The topic we have today. I got you, and I in love with your sister, but you so cunning. I'm trying to get my it. I'm trying to get my it in, and you come with this good message, and you come in, and I trying to I hold in you, but I looking at your sister going.
And you know what it is too. I know for a fact, universally, they say men are visual, but I can't understand for the life of me how a woman who meets a man for the first time, not under the influence of alcohol, but they can literally let that man into her space.
Why? Why not? You never hear about love at first sight? That's a real thing.
That's foolishness.
No, that's real. That's real.
Sex at first encounter.
No. Listen to me. Most people who marry today.
And how many of the love at first sight actually are still together?
The ones that love at first sight, they're the ones that last. Most times the ones that fake. The ones that love at first sight. Let me tell you why the ones.
But you see, love at first sight doesn't mean sex on first encounter.
No, but most times. Hold on.
You see,
why do I
love at first sight? Love at first sight simply means I saw this person and she is embedded or he is embedded in my thoughts. I don't even know this man from a can of paint, but I see him and we connect immediately.
But if I'm not a Christian, hold on, because if I'm not a Christian, why should
I saying about Christianity?
I know, but why? Okay,
why I don't have to be a Christian and still hold myself from a stranger.
But why should I stay with you for all this time if I try to get my ear and the cookie ain't right?
But you only
the cookie ain't right. I need to taste it to make it right.
That's the thing. You only want your itch to be resolved.
What itch?
Whatever it is, right? But you're not interested in me as a person. You're not interested in knowing who I am, where I'm headed. So you have to test my sexuality first
Yeah, because-
before you check my intellect?
Yeah, because I gotta see if this is what I like. This is what causing the problem. Because what's causing the problem today is that too much guys. This is why they out there. This is why they married and out there, because they stuck with something they don't really want.
And guess what? And these are the women who they get the ick from
My
to
ick?
begin with.
My ick?
Yes.
Strike.
And so your
Ick.
ick put you in
Right.
prison.
Ick. Strike. Ick.
Yeah, the penalty for getting your ick
Yeah.
is imprisonment. It's imprisonment.
But you in prison is correct.
Exactly.
You trying to
but
hold me
you
and I don't be there.
but you put yourself there. You created the ick.
My
effect.
ick?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. You created that. So therefore, I guess it's an entitlement, because you know, and most men know, when a woman gives you her prized possession, you lock. She own you lock, stock, and barrel.
That's how they think, and that's how we get to this
Bahamian
topic.
women
That's how they got to this
and
topic
the
today.
millennials say they think differently. They don't think that way.
You know,
But old school people think that
you
way.
remind me before I forget.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody want me to answer them.
Okay.
How do I get back the man?
You don't think we need a whole show for that?
Yeah, you need a whole show for that. But I gotta answer them, because before we end the show,
Mhm.
because I want them to,
So tune in next
Yeah,
week for
so-
the answer.
because they know I'm gonna help them, because they asked me to. Oh no! After you talk this, make sure you let them know how you get your man back.
Okay.
Because when they asked me to discuss this,
Mm,
and I want to know how to get the man back too. I'm like, well, okay.
okay.
I can give you, when I finish this in a minute, we can tell you how to get back. And then we're talking about finances, the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But see, there's too many unhappy marriages,
Mm-hmm.
and woman and man, that's how I would say,
Mm-hmm.
looking out. And the reason they're looking out, because the situation, the financial situation they're in. Let me explain what I mean. I'm a mean man giving woman. Let me tell you what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
The stupid man let this woman put herself in so many financial
That's
debt.